Good evening, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Peace and love to all y'all out there. For real, from the bottom of my heart. From the bottom, from the top, from the side, from the inside, from all around it. I watched the video, Theory of Everything. That shit is hot. I just want to say that. But, man, it just really, like, I don't know, I really like that video, but, because it's, like, been touching on stuff that I just been thinking about, like, this world, this thing, this reality, this life, this whatever you want to call it, this existence, just this fiber of being, is so much more than we make it to be. It's like, it's so beautifully majestic, bruh, and it just fits. It works together. Like, everything, bruh, from our makeup to our body, it's like, you got human makeup, bruh, then you got animal makeup, you got plant life, you got bacteria life, you got just molecule and cell life, and it just works together, bruh, and it works, like, it's crazy. Like, the water is okay, so we can drink it, you know what I mean? We can breathe the air. It's weird. The trees give off oxygen, and we inhale it, and then we breathe out the carbon dioxide, or whatever that is we breathe out, and they take it back in, and it's just wow. It's so crazy to me that it's so awesome. Like, sometimes I can't even really think. Like, I can't even really try to even focus on that, because it's too large. It's too large for me. Like, I'm just in this, bruh. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I can't even begin to fathom I don't even know what name to give it. To give him, to give it. To give that source, that power, that wherever we getting this from. Like, I don't even know what I'm at a loss for words. It's so beautiful, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm here. I am freaking here. I'm here, bro. Like, I have a hand, I have skin, I have bones, I have blood and tissue and cells and a brain that works, and I have senses to perceive this world. That's so wild to me. And then, not only me, but a whole bunch of other billions of other organisms have the same thing too. And we all interacting with each other. And we got, like, societies and rules and customs and traditions and all of this stuff. And it's just like, whoa. Think of the immense, unfathomable energy, power, or whatever you want to call it, behind all of this. If that don't get your brain just frazzled, I don't even know. And it's just, that's why, man, like, oh man, I can't, some of the petty shit that people be, like, so concerned with, I be like, are you serious? I be like, oh my gosh, I have a respiratory system sometimes, and friends and family be like, what are you talking about? And I'll just go off on a tangent. I'll be like, isn't it beautiful how, like, we have lungs, and they have, like, what's the things, bronchi systems and alveolar sacs, and it's so, bro, it's like, I always say, like, the things on this earth never amaze me. Like, nothing really interests me. Like, you know how some people have a great deal in music or art or singing or acting or drawing or skateboarding or sport, any kind of thing, and that's beautiful too, because even that's beautiful too. But nothing's ever fascinated me just as much as human beings. Not even human beings, just life. Like, sometimes I have a pet cat. Sometimes I'll just look at her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you exist. And she look at me like, bitch, you crazy. But it's crazy. And then sometimes she look at me like, what are you? You exist. And we existing together in this space. Oh my gosh. It's crazy, man. And it makes me feel so fortunate to be here. So fortunate to be here. Because it's just like, what are the chances that this could happen? That's why, like, when people be talking about, like, Big Bang and evolution, I been knew that was some bullshit. Even when I first heard about it in school, learning about it, fish eventually turned into a monkey, and then the monkey eventually turned into a person. That does not make one lick of sense. Like, I'm not smart by a long way. Smart being, like, know a lot about science and molecules and stuff like that. But I know that shit don't make sense. Like, ain't no way the structure of a fish or some kind of sea life can eventually turn into a human. Well, you know, let me stop. Let me take that back, because I just had a thought of, like, a sperm cell. A sperm cell starts as just a cell, a DNA strand, and it becomes this. But that's because it was already imprinted in the sperm cell to do that. It's not in a fish's DNA to become a dog or human. It's a fish. It's destined to be a fish, a blowfish, a clownfish, or whatever fish, but a fish nonetheless. And that also, it kind of coincides with what I've been saying. But another video I watched by Tadelifiers or the Delifiers, I don't know how to pronounce their name, but she was interviewing her kids on the video game Sim City. And I used to play The Sims as a kid. Like, my brother always made fun of me because, like, I don't know, The Sims just always fascinated me from the time they came out with just The Sims up to even sometimes in these days when I get bored, I play The Sims now. I play The Sims 3. I ain't about spending all that money because they expensive as hell. So, you know, I had to find ways to download and torrent that shit. So I got it for free. But, and they even got a new Sims 4 out, but I ain't even got an updated computer for that shit. But anyway, bruh, The Sims makes so much sense. Like, it's almost like it's a clue to show us just a fraction of how this shit works. Because, like, I'm thinking about The Sims, bruh. It's like, okay, The Sims, they're a computer program. But they have it's like a set computer script for it to run, right? It's a foundation script. And, like, within The Sims, it's like, you can mod their life, you know what I'm saying? You can download different clothes and different, you can download different mods that can change the script of the game. Excuse me. Like, I think in the game they don't allow teen Sims to be pregnant. But you can download a mod that allows teen Sims to become pregnant. And the mod will change the structure, the script, the programming of the game. And you can play it like that to where teenagers can become pregnant. So, what made me think about what I was leading up to is that, like, you can, I know this don't kind of fit in what I was saying, but I'm trying to kind of jumping into changing reality. I know it was kind of a broad jump, but just how the Sims have a basic foundation, like a basic computer script line to run, so do humans. But just as you can put a mod into the Sim game, you can also modify life, but that doesn't make the modification stronger than the foundation script. You know what I'm saying? Because the foundation script had to be written as such to allow modifications into the game. You know what I mean? So it's like the original programmers, like EA, the company that makes the Sims, already knew that people were going to mod it, or they even did that in such a way to make the experience better for the players. Like, let's help them craft this to what they want it to be. They can. That's the whole basis of the Sims. You can make your own world. You're creating a world. So the original script is laid down, but it's laid for ways that it can be changed. It can be played with and tricked and modified to make it better for the players. So I'm like, damn, you got programmers, you know, people like EA, the big company that makes the structure for the Sims. Then you got people that modify it, modificators, or I don't know. They write other programs that change the base program. Like what's this one big one? Twyline. Anyway, it's this computer person. He does a lot of big boy mods for the Sims. So you got people like EA who make the game. You got people like Twyline who make modifications for the game, but who also is a player himself, but he does modifications. Then you got people like me who play the Sims game, who get modifications, which are kind of like, okay, let me start. Okay, EA people make the game. Then you got people who make modifications for the game. Then you got players who use the modifications for the game, and then you got the Sims. So I'm like, damn, that's cray-cray. And then, you know, you got players who can also modify too. They know how to make modifications. So you got people like me who just use modifications that other people have already made. And then you got people who can actually know how to modify, like know the for real tricks behind it. But it's just crazy. But at the same time, it just brings me back to that original source. That the source allowed itself to be modified in the first place, because the EA could have easily made a way to like block their script codes and blocks the programming so where people couldn't come in and change it and, you know, be able to add to it. Excuse me, some water. But yeah, it's crazy. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then it's also people like me who just use the modifications, who don't even understand how to even do it. They just using it. Like people now, like people who want to morph their reality. It's like when somebody tell you to do a ritual or to think positively or something, they telling you how to change it. And you don't really know the mechanisms of it. You just know what they told you. You just know what to do. I'm just kind of relating that to real life. Like, we have reality. Like, you got the Most High who did the program. And then there's people within this program who know how to change this shit around. You know what I'm saying? They know how to morph their own reality. Not even on no magical starseed bullshit. I mean, like, for real. And not even on no voodoo type, stuff. It's just, why wouldn't he allow this to be modified? Like, you can't change it. Like I'm saying, you can't change the structure of a dog to become a lizard. You can't do that. Like, no, I'm not saying that. But there are tricks and trades that you can do in this world. You know what I mean? It's like reality is so relative. It's crazy. It's so relative, but it's relative, and what's the word? When systems work within systems. It's crazy, bro. But I'm like, damn. All these levels, bro. And then so when I'm thinking about the Sims, so we got players playing the Sims, so that everybody's creating their own little worlds. So I got my way that I want to run the Sims. Like, people focus on different things when they play the Sims. Some people like to build, you know what I'm saying? And they like to build buildings and houses and community lots and all of that stuff. Some people, like when I play the Sims, I used to focus on relationships. That's how I am. I like to build families, and I like to see the generations down from the Sim families. Like, that's interesting to me. And it's weird, like, playing the Sims, like you can get invested in that shit. Like, sometimes I remember, like, I would be sad when one of my Sims would unexpectedly die, because you don't know when they're gonna die. Sometimes they just randomly die. Sometimes, something happened to them, like they get electrocuted or something like that. I would be sad when one of the Sims would die. Or I would be happy when one of the Sims would become pregnant and have a baby because like the Sims have wants and needs. And let's say the Sim wanted to have a daughter, and eventually they got pregnant, and then when they had the baby, they had a daughter. I'd be like, oh yay, good for them, they had the daughter. And it's just so, it's kind of dorky and nerdy, but I don't care. Like, you grow an attachment to them because you create them. You create their outlook, you create their personality, you create just their clothes and what they like, and you find mates for them, and you have children. They have children within the game, and you become sort of attached. But at the same time, I would be playing, and then I would say, this is getting boring to me. And sometimes I would wipe out a whole fucking neighborhood. Or I would keep certain families, and I would be like, alright, yeah, I like this family, I'm going to keep them. And other families I would delete. And the thing is, me, the kind of person, the kind of ruler, goddess, guided person over my Sim thing, I didn't keep, whether just because a Sim had a whole bunch of good traits, that don't mean I would keep the Sim. I kept Sims that interest me. So yeah, I kept this good natured Sim who was good and nice and all of that stuff. But then I would also keep this harlot like Sim, because even though she was a whole ass Sim, she kept my game interesting. So I kept her. And I deleted a whole bunch. Like, 1 week, I kept like 5 families out of 50 families or so I had in the neighborhood. That's a lot. And because at the end of the day, yeah, like, I sympathized and I liked the Sims and I loved them and all that, but I didn't hesitate to delete their ass. I deleted them real quick. And is it because I'm not a Sim? Because I don't know how a Sim feels. I'm not a Sim. I created the Sim in a way, but I'm not the Sim. So in that way, I didn't care. So I kind of wondered, almost, is that how the creator looks at us? Not that he doesn't care, because obviously he loves us, but he's done demolished civilizations and people. When they fucking off, or whenever he feels like it, he will delete what he want to delete, just like we can do. So I'm like, damn, on the big scheme of things, it's like you got programmers, players, and then you got Sims. And there's millions of people who play the Sims. So you have millions of different Sim universes. Yeah, Sim universes. And even those millions of Sim universes are able sometimes to come into one with the online play, because you can play online and interact with different online Simmers. And I'm like, this thing is big. And even in everyday life, sometimes I'll feel like a sim. I'll walk into a room and I'll be like, what did I come in here for? Because you can direct the sim to do something. Like, say you direct the sim to go into a kitchen, or you direct the sim to go make cereal, and then midway through the action of them walking to the fridge to get the cereal, you delete the action. You delete the thing for them to do. Like, you click the refrigerator for them to do it, and the icon will pop up saying that they're going to the fridge. But while they're walking to the fridge, you'll click and X out that action, that command for them to do. So they'll be walking, and all of a sudden they'll just stop and look around like, what the fuck was I doing? That's how I feel some days. Like somebody done deleted my action midway through. And it's just like, man, this is crazy. But it's just like, it just gives you a small model of how it could work. You know, how it just could. It might not even be like that. But it's just, I found that interesting. I just find this whole makeup interesting, man. And I was drinking, last night or the other night, I was drinking some water. And I think a song was on. And I'm singing a song or whatnot. And you know, I'm feeling the bottle vibrate. And I'm like, people are silly if they don't think their words are nothing. Like, you can physically feel the vibration of your words. You can talk into a bottle. You don't even have to, touch the bottle with your lips. You can just be talking into it. And you can feel it shaking. Bruh. If you say your words don't have no power, what are you feeling when you talk in that bottle? Are you serious? You for real? Like, you can speak things into existence. I forgot what part of the Bible that they said God spoke into existence, something. But even he touched on it in the video. So I'm like, man, this is so crazy. But I'm so grateful that just to be coming into contact with just different stuff. Because it's awesome, man. It's so freaking awesome. That's why I'm like, all this petty shit that people got going on, I'm like, bruh, just think about this for a second. Just think about this. We're here, bruh. You started off as a sperm cell in your daddy nutsack, and now you here watching me on a video. What the fuck? I don't know, bro. That's why I don't see how we can get into all this division. All this, I'm a star seed, I'm a whatever. I don't even know. Like, that shit don't even make sense to me. Like, oh my gosh. I don't know, man. This is a beautiful existence. Sometimes I just want to scream and be like, ah! Oh my gosh, I'm alive. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I just flipped out for a second. But, I don't know. Okay, I do know, but I don't know. That's what I can say. What I know is that I don't know. And I can take pride in that I don't know. And it's beautiful that I don't know, because it makes me not anxious in a way, but it's a good feeling about what's coming next. So I ain't saying I'm ready to die, but I ain't scared about it. Not scared about it at all. Because it has to be so much beauty, bruh. Because we caterpillars, bruh. We caterpillars on evolution. I don't even want to use the word evolution, but we are elevating. I don't know. We moving to something else, bruh. We not just gonna stay like this. Because they even said, what book was that? Was it Corinthians? Was it Peter? I forgot which one it is. That we would judge the angels. So why we worrying about these silly worldly matters and stuff like that? But alright, y'all, I just want to say that I love this existence. I love you. I love myself. I love this bottle of water. I love this camera that I'm talking on. I love the fact that I'm able to do this. Like, this is real shit. This is awesome. Like, I don't even know. Like, what the fuck is going on right now? What is this? What is this? What am I? What am you? We extensions of the Most High, bruh. Like, this is crazy. This shit great. It's great. It's great. For real. Like, alright, y'all. Let me cut myself off before I start going off on a tangent again. I hope I was able to loop all that together. It's just, I was just feeling it all at once. So I just wanted to say it. Alright, y'all. I love you so much. Peace out. Mwah.